What up? What up? What up,
Oh,
Lolli?
there you go. There you go.
What's up, Lolli? What's up, man? You know,
Man,
this new technology shit, I'm making sure I can go ahead and I'm rushing like, man, I gotta come in and tap in with Lolli. Give me a second. Give me a second, man.
that's all right. We
Sorry,
can
man.
edit it. We can edit it out. Yeah, because your sound is coming through a little fuzzy.
One second. Oh, hold on. What the fuck, man? Are you serious? Hello? You hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. Yes, I
Hold
can
on.
hear you.
I can't hear you, man.
Oh man.
Fuck, man. This so. You hear me?
Very faintly, very faintly. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Fuck, man. You hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, man, I'm sorry. You know what? You know what, man? You know what? I was scheduled for the Earthquake show on Kevin Hart Laugh Out Radio. We at the Zoom. I thought I was going down to the studio. So Kenny Wack, the producer, hit me up later on, like, hey man, you gonna do it on Zoom. So I was all everywhere, bro. They just cut me off, man. I was this, that, and this. Yeah, man. I gotta get more internet savvy.
You made it though. You made it. You made it here. You made it.
I made it.
That little montage is going to make a funny little beginning to our show. And
Yeah.
I did a little monologue while you were gone about your perseverance to be heard and how it relates to your career.
Yeah.
This man will not quit. He will not quit until he makes it into the No Idea Zone.
I wouldn't quit, man. That's
no, man. No.
That's one thing about me, Lolli. I swear to God, even when I first got on BET Comic View, it's a funny thing when I first got on there because you know comedians around LA, they real most LA comedians, they real stingy with information. So they was doing auditions all around the city. No one would tell me. So I go to the family room. I see Henry Coleman. That's a good guy. So Henry Coleman said, Joeryl, they having auditions. I'm like, why nobody didn't tell me? The guy I was going around town with, I'm not gonna tell you his name. He didn't even tell me. I'm like, what the fuck? So this guy crazy. So I did Steve Harvey West Coast Apollo show at the El Rey Theater, and I blew it up. I didn't know they was booking that year. So I called BET on, hey, my name is Joeryl Jackson, man. I want to get on comedy. They said, hold on, you already booked. I couldn't even talk. I'm like, I'm booked. How the fuck I'm booked? You know what I mean?
How?
Because they was actually New Wop Entertainment with Steve Harvey, Rashawn McDonald. They was booking that year, Comic View. And when I did the El Rey Theater, I didn't know that.
You were auditioning. You already had your audition.
Yeah, I already had my audition, man. And I remember that day. And when I first went to the theater, I was so scared, man. I'm like, I was expecting to be this big, right? So I remember when I ripped it, I go in the dressing room. Steve Harvey have his bodyguards and come tap me and say, I want to see you downstairs. And that's how, it all began. It's how it all began. And,
I've never seen your Comic View set.
Yeah.
How was it? Because
I ripped it. I ripped it, man.
You ripped it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to call BET probably get a copy.
Get a copy of that.
I put it on my YouTube and BET took it off after a while. It was getting too many views. They took it off.
You know what? You got to make it private.
Yeah.
You got to make it private so nobody. You just use it for your own. So that was because when I moved out here, we met. You just started stand up, early 2000s. You had just started. 01. Okay, so you started probably a year before I met you.
Yeah.
All right, mixed nuts. And so you were brand new when you did Comic View. I mean, you were brand new into comedy a few years, and Comic View was at the end of Comic View. That was the like probably last season of Comic View. Am I wrong?
J. Anthony Brown, they came in back and bought it back in Club Comic View or something like that. But that was the last real season of the actual Comic View. I think J. Anthony Brown was the host, and it was here in LA, in Hollywood.
Okay.
And a lot of LA comedians was upset, like, how this guy get on the show? Who is he? You know what I mean? And it was real pissed off, man. People was calling in, like, because I was running my mouth, like I'm on Comic View, and I was running my mouth with some people that was calling BET, complaining about why I'm on the show. Friends of mine.
Do you know, I have a Comic View story for you, and I've never told. I've never told it on this, like this, but there was a producer for Comic View. She was a really cool, well-meaning, light-skinned girl.
The light-skinned girl. You always like the light-skinned girl, man.
Well, I didn't sleep with. It wasn't any romantic. I
You're
like
a
all.
lot.
I like
You're
all the
Capricorn. I know
girls.
you.
I
You're
like
a
all
lot.
the girls. I like all the girls.
I know you do.
I'm too desperate to make discriminating choices. I don't have time to choose and yeah, like I don't go to brunch for, you know what I mean? Like I'll get the fucking buffet. Anyway, so
Yeah.
she came to Mixed Nuts,
Yeah.
and I don't know if she came to see me. It was a
Uh-huh.
Saturday night,
Uh-huh.
that last season, or it was either the last season or the one they brought back. So it was
Uh-huh.
03 or 04. It was
Exactly.
And I blew it up at Mixed Nuts. I blew it up.
You blown up a lot there, man. You was Steve. I swear to God, man. It wasn't that many besides you and Nima Williams. It wasn't that many white and Honest John. It wasn't many white comedians blowing up black clubs. I seen it. You, Nima, Honest John. It wasn't that many. So you guys was standing out. You know what I mean? You blowing up everything, bro. Everything.
Thank you, brother, and thank you for reminding me of that, because I need that, especially this time of year. We'll talk about some of the bowling alley and all that stuff, but I just wanted to explain the story because I had been doing stand-up 5 years before I moved to LA. A lot of people didn't know that. Well, see, people didn't know that because I looked like a kid. So I just when you show up, people figure you just showed up, you just started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And if you're from LA, like you're from here, people are like, oh, he just started. But I had been on the road. People didn't know that. I had been on the road in these clubs opening up for other comedians, and I had hustled and conned my way. I wasn't good at all until I ended up in black clubs. When I ended up in black clubs, within 1 year of being at Mixed Nuts, I got really funny.
Wow.
But of course, I didn't say that. I didn't let people know that. I just let people think I was good. You know, you don't tell people, oh, I was bad, you know. But
Lolli, you was polished before a lot of people, but at the time you was more advanced in your act than people. You know, there was back then you had Chris Tucker and all. Everybody was going to little gimmicks. You had a whole story. You was polished. You know what I mean?
Man,
you was polished as hell, man.
Thanks for saying that, man.
You was ready back then, bro.
I was ready back then. I was ready back then.
I didn't know how to perform like that. Like you went up there, you were, you know.
But I had been doing stand up 5 years, 3-4 years before you began.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see, nobody knew that.
Wow.
I've been doing this 25 years.
Yeah.
You know, so what happened with that woman was she came down and saw me blow up Mixed Nuts, which I'm sure I was probably 20, 27 or 28, but I looked probably 20 or 21. I looked young. And she was like, you are really funny, where I'm putting you on Comic View this year.
You remind me of Michael J. Fox back then. You had the Michael J. Fox thing going on, man.
Yeah, angry little guy, right? Angry little Jewish guy.
Yeah.
So she told me that, and this is 6 months or 9 months before they had auditions.
Yeah. She
said, I'm putting you on. So the audition started like 6 months later, and I went, oh, I'm already on.
Yeah.
And I would call her office, and nobody would answer.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, I told everybody I know I'm going to finally be on TV. I told everybody I know I'm going to finally be on TV. You should watch me. And I couldn't get her on the phone. And then the auditions happened. And they're like, hey, are you going to do Comic View? Everybody's auditioning. I go, I already showcased for the woman, the producer. And, you know, she never answered my phone call. And that came and went, and I never did it. And of course, I'm walking around going, what the fuck? Like a lot of Hollywood stories, you're going,
exactly.
What the fuck is happening here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So about a year later, I just kept calling her because I'm like that. I'll just keep calling. I'll just keep.
Yeah.
And this is before everybody had a cell phone, so it was like a office phone. So finally, one day, she accidentally picked up.
Yeah.
She had and she had to confront me. Yeah. And she said, I'm sorry that it happened that way. I couldn't get you on. I tried to get you on. They wouldn't take you. And I couldn't tell you. She was like, I couldn't tell you straight to your face. So at least she was like honest in that moment to tell me.
Wow.
Like, yeah, that was terrible, man. That was a terrible, because that TV spot at that time, That TV spot is a huge thing, especially back then, because
it was real huge.
It was huge because people were watching TV back then.
They were watching TV back then.
Right. It wasn't like now where you do a TV spot and there's
nobody gives a shit.
Nobody gives a fuck.
People go on a Tonight Show and still go back to their regular day jobs like nothing ever happened no more. It don't mean shit. If you don't have no numbers, bro, on the internet, you're not shit. I swear to God, you know what's funny? I was doing a show one time, right? And I did the show. Somebody came up to me and said, "Hey man, you kind of remind me of DC Young Fly." I'm like, what the DC? I didn't know who the fuck he was at the time.
Of who? Who?
DC Young Fly.
I don't even know who he is. I don't know who he is.
You don't know who that is?
No.
He's like, can you imagine me back in 2001? That same energy, Chris Tucker, little energy type shit.
Yeah.
He got that going on right now. He got millions of followers. He's doing a very funny guy. But they came over to me and said, "You remind me of DC Young Fly." And I was like, what the fuck is that? You know? So I go look him up. And he was kind of like,
he's doing you back in 2001.
But you know, yeah, I was saying that. So I was like, what the fuck? And I researched. He's a very funny guy, man. He hot, bro. Hot. Funny guy. I'm talking about he's hot, man. Very funny guy. Like a Brandon T. Jackson, Joeryl Jackson.
Like Kevin Hart was back then.
You know what? You know what's funny? I first met Kevin Hart when and I didn't know that when Kevin first came out here from wherever he's from, he already had a development deal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He had the red carpet rolled out for him.
But he wasn't talkative. He wasn't bragging about it. So I thought he was a regular guy, and I never thought, you know, I thought he had structured comedy, but I met him for the first time at Mixed Nuts Comedy Club in the green room, and he said, "Man, you kind of remind me of Chris Tucker." I said, "You remind me of D.L.U." And I remember Kevin Hart, he wanted me to change numbers with him, and I played him, and I swear to God, I act like I put his number in my back of my head. I ain't fucking with you.
You stupid motherfucker. You stupid, you stupid motherfucker. I love at least that you can admit that you did that.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm not stupid, because he had his lane, I had my lane. I didn't give a shit about him. I was doing me.
Yeah, but he was actually a nice dude. He was a nice dude. He was a very nice dude. And you know that his management company, I was playing basketball with him.
Yeah.
We were playing basketball. He was the only person I've ever played basketball with that I could see the rim over. He's like 2 inches shorter than me. Yeah. I'm like, wow, I can see my jump shot.
Yeah.
You know, but we were playing basketball together, and I was embarrassed because he had money. He had money. Yeah. He had a ton of money. And this is 2002. And the management company said, go meet Kevin Hart at Laugh Factory. He's going to be there tonight. And I went and I met him, and I was like, "Hey, you know, they sent me up here to meet you." And he goes, he was like, "You want to go over to the strip joint, man? You want to go over to the strip joint?" And I was embarrassed because I didn't have any money, dude. And you can't go into a strip. I didn't even have the entrance money. I was so broke back then, you know, and I was embarrassed. And so, but if I had, to your point with you with the phone number, if I hadn't been embarrassed and I had gone with him, he probably been like, "I don't know, I'll get you in and get you to dance," you know. I probably would be pals with Kevin Hart, you know, and oh, you cut out, your video cut out.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, but you know, I would have that friendship. Hey,
I'm gonna tell you a funny story about not having no money. When I swear to God, I was supposed to be in Soul Plane, so all I have to do is go. I was already gonna be in a movie. I didn't have to go audition just to make it seem like I auditioned. So that's when I first quit my day job, was doing full-time comedy, and it was rough. So I swear to God.
What year?
When Soul Plane first came, right before
2003, 2000,
something like that. So I swear to God, I didn't go to the audition. I didn't have no gas money. I had no money. So I said, "Fuck it." I didn't give a shit. I didn't give a shit. So that's why I didn't go to the audition for Soul Plane. I swear to God, it had no gas money. So that's the struggles of being a comedian, man. So that story you told, I have to tell one like that, man. You know what I mean? But you can never let pride stop you, man. You can't let pride stop you.
Weren't you, okay, this is great because we could just exchange stories like this.
Yeah,
weren't you they did like a Black Weekend at Bernie's with a dead body, and you were the dead body. There was a movie where you were like a mummy a hood comedy.
The movie's called Living a Life with Cat Williams. See, this how it all started. The movie blew up, bro. I'm talking about it right now, people still talk about clips. It got over 10 million views on YouTube right now. It's called Living a Life. And Cat Williams actually was supposed to star in that movie. It's a guy named Joe Brown. He's from Compton, but Cat was getting too big, so Cat actually put a girl named Kumi in it. You remember Kumi?
Yeah,
the Japanese girl.
Yeah,
and Kumi still talks. So Kumi bought me. I had a small part in the movie. So I swear to God, the original cast of that movie was Bubba Loke, and I think it was Cookie. They was the original, but it wasn't going good. So when I had a small part, Joe Brown fired both of them and made me the lead and started the movie over. But it's called Living Like Rodney Perry in there.
Isn't Sticks in there?
Huh?
Sticks
in there. Rodney Perry. Cat Williams' name is in the credit casting. It was a stupid movie, but I got other work from that. I'm still known from that right now, man. That's one of the ghetto.
It helped you. It gave you a boost.
Yeah, it really did. It really did, man. People still recognize it. People love that cheesy movie. They love it, bro. It's a hood classic, man. It's crazy.
I remember it. So I'm remembering it right now. I remember the poster with you on it.
And thanks to Cat Williams, I was in that movie. You know
That's
what I mean?
cool. That's cool.
Cat, yeah.
So Cat, you were going down to Hollywood Park Casino. That's how you met Cat, right?
You want me to tell you the story? I remember the first time I met Cat. First day.
Okay, but wait, did you go down to Hollywood Park Casino?
Yes.
Okay.
Cat House Live.
Yeah. With Rick.
I remember when I first met Cat, Sticks introduced me to him. I was in the comedy game maybe about 4 or 5 shows. I was cocky. See, I thought I was Eddie Murphy, right?
I remember.
So we go to the Hollywood Park Casino.
You were good.
Yeah.
You weren't as good as you thought you were, but you were good.
I was good, but I had a lot of confidence.
So you had charisma.
Went to the Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
I was in the game maybe a week. So Sticks took me down, and Sticks said, "Hey, Cat, this is a new comedian, Joeryl." I looked at Sticks. I looked at Cat. I said, "Is this nigga funny, Sticks?" To Cat. Cat said, "Nigga, you funny nigga. You're going up tonight." I swear to God. Hey, Sticks couldn't even get on the show. Nobody, there was heavy hitters couldn't get on. He said, "You're going up tonight."
Oh yeah, because he wanted to see. You just called him out, so he wants like.
I said, Sticks, is this nigga funny? He said, "Nigga, you're going up tonight." So I go up. I swear to God, I bombed horrible.
Okay, wait. Audience, no ideas on audience. It's a Wednesday night, right? Tuesday or Wednesday night. Tuesday night, weeknight at the Hollywood Park Casino. Sometimes there's nobody there. Sometimes it's packed. Sometimes there's nobody there. And Cat hosts the show and he does his thing. And then at the very end, he does 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours. So the people who are there stay till like 3, 4 in the morning watching Cat Williams. That was how he got his legend in.
Oh man. I used to go to that show and help Rick them because with Corey Mosley, I thought she was so pretty back. She was the pre-show.
Oh, she was so hot.
Oh, Corey was. Oh man.
Oh yeah, she still is. She's still very pretty. But back then, everybody wanted a piece of Corey.
I used to go help Rick and them set up Cat House Live. They pound stage time, set the chairs up. So Cat would say, "Nigga, you're going up next." So as more heavy hitters come in, he bumped me. So I saw everybody fill up and everybody leave. I was the last one to go on stage, but I still did it. You know what I mean? It was. I remember Cat and Rick would sit down and watch my act, and I would be up there. I don't know what I was doing, is cussing, talking shit. I don't know what I was saying, but that's one of my memories of Cat House Live, man.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have Ricochet on eventually, and we'll so people will get to know more about that. But I got my quick Kevin Hart story for you because I did know Kevin was gonna blow up, and I didn't know he was gonna blow up. I just knew he had heavy people behind him.
Yeah,
like the people who are behind Louis C.K. They had deals for him at Universal. He didn't have a hard road. He didn't have a rough road.
He didn't. As far as I didn't. No matter of fact, we didn't see his struggle, so we don't know what he was doing on the East Coast. But when he came to LA, he wasn't struggling.
Somebody, I think David Tell, some white comic, discovered him and introduced him to somebody, and that's how it happened. But he was a kid, Joeryl. I mean, he's 2-3 years younger than me. So he was like 22 when I met him. I was 25. He was 22, and he had. I don't know how much you can struggle between 18 and 22. I mean,
right?
In the game,
I don't think he struggled that much. Yeah.
No. So, but here's the funny story, which I've also never, another one, since we're on, I'll tell this one. Mixed nuts, Kevin's there. He wasn't there a whole lot. He was there a little bit. He was there from time to time. He's sitting in the room, you know, by the bar, the big long room, not the green room. And Patrice O'Neal's with him.
Wow.
And Patrice O'Neal is, I don't know who Patrice O'Neal is. I know Kevin. And I go over to say hello to Kevin, just to say hello.
Yeah.
Patrice O'Neal cussed me out. I came over there and I just said hello to Kevin Hart. And Patrice O'Neal was like, don't you see someone trying to talk to a motherfucker right here? Don't you see? Patrice O'Neal fucking cussed me out. Wow. And because I didn't understand. At the time, I just thought this guy's an asshole.
Exactly.
Which he probably was, you know, he probably was an asshole, you know, a very funny asshole. But he was trying to make time with Kevin Hart. He was trying to make time with Kevin Hart because he knew that he was going to get a show and there was going to be a role.
Okay.
Because Kevin had a show that got canceled, right?
The Big House with Faison Love.
With Faison Love. So I put together later on that Patrice O'Neal was trying to do some ass licking and get some time in, so because he thought he might get that Faison Love role.
Because he knew what Kevin had going on.
He knew what he had. He was from the East Coast. He knew.
Because if I knew what Kevin had going on, I would have never left his side.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't talking about what he was doing, which, you know, most people don't. But I didn't know what he had going on, man. I didn't know. Man.
Funny shit, man.
But you know what's funny? But you know what's funny, man? Kevin, like I said, Kevin was never the funniest comedian in the room. I've seen Kevin so many times, and see, I'm an electrifying comedian. I go up there, boom, 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 boom. You know, Kevin electrifying. Kevin, you know, I didn't understand his style of comedy, so I thought he was bombing. I thought he wasn't funny, but he had a more structured comedy. But he wasn't the funniest cat in the room, man.
No, he was never the funniest cat in the room, but I also never saw him, and this might be an interesting thing to talk about with you. I never saw Kevin have a bad set. So he would kill. I might not be back there watching him like I watch Cat, for instance. When I'm watching Cat, I'm going, this is the funniest human being I've ever seen.
Cat is, man, I
absolutely
swear to God,
the funniest human being
I ever been, like, this is personal life. Him and Corey Holcomb is the funniest people I ever been around in my life. I'm talking about Cat. I put Cat up there. It's funny up there with Richard Pryor to me, man.
Absolutely. But Kevin, you know, Kevin, you watch him, and I never watch him have a bad set again. And I would watch him and I'd be kind of curious as to the mechanics of what he was doing, because he was doing well and he was getting laughs and he was putting on a good show, but it wasn't hitting me on a level where I was moved, right? Yeah. And I wonder if our little discussion is making me think that that's what Hollywood likes. That's what they're attracted to, is like Nick Cannon, like Chris Spencer, you know, you know, comedians who are solid, they're solid, but it doesn't scare the white people in Hollywood. It doesn't, it doesn't threaten. It's not threatening.
And you know what, believe it or not, man, and I don't want to get into me now, I walked away from a lot of situations because they won't let me be me. They didn't want me to be me. I walked away from a lot of situations, Steve. A lot of meetings, big meetings, little me, because I got the same spirit like a Cat of Richard Pryor, man. I'm going to be me. If I can't be me, I don't want to be a part of it. And I don't care. I don't do it for the money. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. You want to make a living, provide for your family, but at the end of the day, you don't want to do it and compromise yourself. And most people in Hollywood, they would compromise themselves to the lowest point in order to get that deal. They would let grown men talk to them like they're little children, and I'm not going for it. You know what I mean?
So give me some of those, and then give me some of those moments that you had to. I don't suspect it was a difficult decision for you. You just were like, "Fuck this," and you walk out. But give me a couple of those instances.
Okay, man. Like I was meeting with and it wasn't really honestly, bro, I really don't want to talk about some of them right now because doors still open in that situation right now. And I ain't made it yet. See, this is the paradox. This is the complexity of it. You don't want to burn the bridge that's still there. I'm not fully done yet, bro. I'm not hot right now, but I'm not like one of these big old belly comedians who washed up and it's done. I'm just trying to find a different path. So I don't want to speak on that right now because I have plan on, you know, doing what I need to do.
All
so
right, okay. Well, then I'll give you mine. I'll give you mine. How's that? I'll give you mine. Because mine isn't gonna do that. Mine.
Yeah.
So after the Comic View thing, after the BET thing, well, first of all, being in black rooms allowed me to unlock something. And I think being there and being in your rooms also, and Derek Ellis's rooms and Bobby Law's rooms and Ramona's rooms and the Mixed Nuts, and so many others, Market Street Bar and Grill. I mean, we could go through the Bistro 880, all these places. Because I'd been doing it 5 years, I started to realize at that time when I met you that I could be really good at comedy, that it wasn't just just a hustle. Like I could be as good as the people that I admired. And I'm not, because I was using comedy for years to slick my way to a, like, oh, this is, maybe I can get a job doing something that I get laid, you know, and get money. And when I discovered that, I was like, I could be good at this. And then the BET thing happened that I just told you about. And after that happened, I didn't go on stage for 2-3 months after that. I didn't go out to the clubs, nothing. And when I came back in the clubs, I was talking about race. I never talked about race before. And my comedy changed because I accomplished something I didn't think I could accomplish, to be funny, a white guy funny, talking about race and be funny in a black room. And so after that happened, I was a little more obstinate and stubborn about what I would do and what I wouldn't do, because I realized my value, like creatively, right? And I didn't go on auditions. I stopped going on auditions after that. But, you know, also a lot of it was also being broke, living in my car, not having a cell phone that's working. You know, you can't go on audition if you can't get a call.
Yeah, exactly.
So some of that was that, but some of it was like I had to be a man. I had to be a man, and I like actually breaking people's nose here and there and letting people know, like, you know, I'm not gonna get fucked in the ass. I'll take the broken nose and not the fuck in the ass. You know, that let people know not to fuck with me. And I gotta tell you, man, I think that I would have had more material stolen if people hadn't been afraid.
Exactly, man.
That would be crazy.
Hey, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story, but it's not. I can't the name drop. Okay, I was talking.
Change the names. Change the names.
No, it was executive in Hollywood, and he was taking interest in me, and he was connected with William Morris and some people, and you know, we meet a lot at the Comedy Store and everything, right? We have drinks and everything. He was trying to actually at the time, I think he was friends with Tiffany Haddish at the time too, I believe. So anyway, so we at the Comedy Store and everything, man, and we having some drinks. He kept saying, "You want another drink?" I'm like, "Another drink, drink." And then he actually got drunk, bro, and this came on to me, man, cold, man, trying to touch on my hand and some crazy shit. And at the time, you know what? I was young and I'm fresh. I'm from the neighborhood and all that. So I smashed away and you so and so. And that kind of turned me off from the business, man. It kind of made me just fall back a little bit. That's why I fell back a little bit, because I'm not with all that stuff, bro. And you gotta know how to tell these people no in a professional way. But why we gotta tell them no in a professional way, but they could come on to us unprofessionally with that stuff? It don't make any sense. So that's why there's a certain amount of people that they let through these gates. It's gate. What you call it? It's gatekeepers.
Yeah.
And these gatekeepers, you know, all I'm gonna say is some crazy shit behind them gates, man. And you know, only the strong survive. All I'm gonna say. I don't want to talk too much about that, but man, it's look at Terry Crews.
It's a different struggle. It's a different world than the hood struggle. And
look
the regular.
Terry Crews. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Terry Crews. I've heard other stories about other people whose names I won't mention.
Yeah.
And being in the Cat Williams circle.
Yeah.
As I was for a few years. You know, I met him after you, but being in that circle, hearing stories and seeing people's reactions to certain things of stories I won't bring up, but let's just say I heard and saw certain shit, And I was like, what? That is a very weird white. So to be sort of from the street,
yeah,
and to have fought your way out of this jungle of the street,
yeah,
and then to get into this very boutique,
exactly,
refined, polished, manicured,
exactly, yeah,
privilege, a weird
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
area of privilege where they have a whole different set of, yeah. I mean, that's
yeah.
that's fascinating shit, man.
Exactly. But but that was then. Hollywood changed now. Like, they forced to reckon with you because the internet. If your number's high, even though you ain't with, but they got to deal with you. So it's a different time now. Back then, hey, they might want to try to rub and touch and do some crazy shit in order. But
because
now
they
it's
knew
like
their door was your only way in.
Exactly. Now it's like you can make your own way with the internet, the YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff like that. It's a different time, man. But a lot of people really got their ass fucked back in the day just to get in. They wish they would have made it to this time, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, some opportunities. Let's just put it to you. Let me say it like this: there are opportunities for men in Hollywood who are not as blatantly heterosexual as you and I. So if a dude is not the guy who came on to you, you wonder how many people he came on to that worked with.
Exactly.
That were as black as you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people feel when you get a kid from the inner city, from the ghetto, they feel they desperate for money. They'll go ahead and change but in that case, some people not like that. Some people ain't with all that. And I respect the LGBT community. Wherever you like, it's nothing. That's their business. I got gay cousins and stuff like that. But like I said, it's not my cup of tea, man.
This is the funniest thing is that's what women experience when we fail, when we touch the hand or we, Yeah, exactly. How many women have I done that to who've gone, oh, this fucking guy thinks I want to sleep with him.
But you know what? Bro?
You gotta try. You can't blame the man for trying.
You can't blame the man for trying, man. And I'm a very attractive, dark-skinned man, man. But I'm very it's like I said. I'll let a gay guy buy me a drink in a minute. I'm secure my manhood. You can buy all the goddamn drinks. You know what I mean?
Wait. Here's the thing. Why can't the woman grab my hand? Why can't the woman come up to the bar and touch my hand and go, let's go? Why doesn't it? What's wrong with the world? That shit doesn't.
Because you don't have $1 million, nigga. That's the fucking
that's it, huh?
When you get $1 million,
right? She's thinking you got something in your hand that's for her.
Exactly. Exactly, man. So Steve, what you been up to, lady, man?
Man, I'm good. You got to come out to the beach and visit me, and I'll share you with everything that I'm up to. But we're not going to do it while we're recording on this podcast. But I'll share it with you.
I got you.
Share it with you. Yeah. We made plans to do that. So we're going to do that in the next few weeks. You're going to come.
Okay, here. I got you.
First, but I don't want to leave the podcast without, because what time is it? Do you know what time it is? I can't see it.
It's like 1:40.
Okay, so we got time. So Joeryl, when I met him at Mixed Nuts, which is the hood club that kind of was the only black hood club for many years down there, you had a room in Downey, which is way the fuck out. The fuck out in this, I think it's 702 area code. I don't even think it's
562.
562. Okay. And Downey is like Mexican black, but like probably predominantly Mexican. And he had a room in a bowling alley on a Sunday night. What was the bowling alley called? Do you remember?
You know what?
It's still there.
It was called Del Rio Lanes.
Del Rio Lanes. And I would drive my fucking Toyota Corolla out there. This is because I love comedy. I would drive my Toyota Corolla out there. And this dude ran the coolest. Okay, I know I'm saying it's in a bowling alley, but it was a bar in the middle of the bowling alley. It was a cool fucking bar. It was tough, rough room. And I would go down there every Sunday night, man. Every Sunday night.
You was down there. Jackie Long used to come, because Jackie, my boy, JT Jackson, JT Jackson, the one had the thing with Kevin Hart. So we always in the same circle down there, man. They coming up, but
Henry Coleman,
because see me, when I first started doing comedy, man, I got a room immediately. I wasn't doing comedy a year. And what I do, I don't care how much time. Remember that time I didn't talk about it before where you bombed?
You're a persuasive motherfucker. I mean, you can walk in. So that's okay. So that's what happened. That was a coming of age thing for me that you did that. And I always owe that to you. That you saw that in me. White people would not do that for me. I bombed in the bowling alley. I tanked. And Joeryl were standing in the back, and man, it was like you were psychic. You looked at me, and you looked at me.
I didn't want you to go out like that, man.
You said, man, you want to go on again?
You want to go on again, man?
And I looked at you, and I looked at you like for a beat, and I go,
unheard of.
Yeah, I want to go on again. And I went on again in the front of that same crowd, and I killed
it. But you know what? See, that's the thing. We gotta. At the comedy game, we have more people like that, man. Because I saw the look in your eye, man. I know how I feel. You know what I mean? And I look in your eye, and I know you're funny. And me, bro, some hosts want to take over the shows, take over the stage. I don't care, man. I don't care. Wherever you got, whatever you got, you got. So that's why I seen it in you. I'm like, man, go back. I would have put you in 3 times. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't give a damn, man. But, you know, that's unheard of in the comedy game. People don't do that.
Unheard of.
That's unheard of. When you bomb, you piece of shit, get out of here.
It's heard of to... If it's Dave Chappelle, they'll do it. You know, but yeah, to bomb and then to be asked to go on again.
Yeah, exactly.
And then and that was one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me in my comedy career. Even if, you
know what? Yeah.
Even if I have comedy specials that I become famous, I will never forget that. You will always be my friend.
Thank you, man.
Always be my friend, and wherever I go, you better stay in touch with me because we're vice versa.
Bro, my line is open to you, Lolli, man. Like I said, it ain't over yet, bro. We got to figure out a way to, you know, come to different doors. Like I do a lot of writing now and different things like that. And I got projects I want to work with you on. So we're gonna link up, man. We're gonna make something happen, bro.
Yeah, you got to tell me about your project.
Bro, I was telling you before, man. I got something, bro, that will change the game. So we'll sit down and have some lunch about it soon at another time and talk about that.
Next week, man.
No,
next week.
You know, okay. I don't know if you know Memphis, Will. You know Memphis? That's a good friend of mine. So we do a game night at his house every 2 weeks now. Scrunch will be there, a couple of people. So maybe I'll invite you out to get, but you must bring at least one girl with you. Maybe 2 women. It's got to bring a couple of women.
I'm going to bring women so black guys can take them from me. Is that's the ante. That's the buy-in. That's the buy-in. That's the buy-in. I got to bring a woman.
And you go take our black.
I have taken some black women.
You took one for me. You took one couple for me one time. So you a Capricorn. So I know.
When the fuck did I? By the way, thanks for remembering my birthday. That I'm a Capricorn. Are you Capricorn too?
I'm a Capricorn. Is that why you're
okay? What you January what?
2nd.
Oh, okay.
And you
when
January
did I
what?
take 14th? When did I take a black woman from you? Or are you just exaggerating that?
I don't want to. No. You didn't take her from me. She wanted you over me, so you didn't take her.
What? Okay, so who was this woman? I don't remember this. I don't remember this.
We was at, all I'm gonna say, we was at Funny Lady House in Long Beach one time, and it was somebody that she knew her. She wanted to, and he wanted her.
Can you give me any better description of her? Was she attractive?
Yeah, very, very. But it's nothing bad, you know. She just told the white guy. She just told the white guy. Man,
you know what? She probably saw me do good on stage.
She saw you do good on stage.
Right.
You know what's crazy about women like that? Because I didn't have women. I do good on a Friday night, and I got this woman on my arm. She comes to my show the next day. I bomb. She with another dude. That's how it goes.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Friends would treat you like that till you bomb. They won't say nothing to you. They won't say nothing to you after the show, man. You're a piece of shit. Let me ask
you know what's the funniest
man.
ones is the friends that hang out with you long enough to see you do both things, to see you have an average show, to see you have a great show, to see you have a terrible show. And they're confused as fuck for a long time. They're confused, and then it's like a cloud of confusion that passes, and they figure out what we know, which is that nobody knows anything. Nobody understands anything about this.
Hey Steve, what's your worst bombing experience?
Oh, my worst bombing experience. There are 2 rivaling experiences. There's the the night I bombed at Chocolate Sundays, after they'd made me a paid regular. I'd done multiple spots as a paid regular before they had a graduate spot. They didn't even have a graduate spot.
I don't want to brag, but I'm the one created the lane for the first impression. I'm the first. I created that lane for everybody.
Okay,
so
how? Okay, but this is just before that, because the next time they had me back to Chocolate Sunday, I had to do a first impression. I had to do a guest spot. I didn't have a paid spot anymore. I wasn't on the bill. But I had 3 or 4 paid spots on the bill in 2002. I got the set list, Patrice O'Neal and all these big comics, and me. And one night I just bombed so hard, I got booed off.
What do you do after that?
I got booed off. Oh no, I didn't do any Michael Richards shit. Yeah. But I just started screaming at the audience and going, "Fuck you!" I'm not. You know what happened was Sexy Marlo had brought the house down with the bit about smelling her pussy at the club.
Oh yeah.
I went on and I tried to play off of her. I tried to make fun of her because I thought that would be the natural thing to do, would be but the audience did not want at that moment for me to be making fun of her.
Exactly.
And they booed me, and I didn't even get one joke out.
You know what? I think I was there. You know what? I was there that night.
You may have been, yeah.
I was there that night. I was there that night, Steve. I remember that time. I was there that night, bro. I was there.
That was rough.
I think you got off the stage. I think you left immediately.
Oh man, immediately. Yeah, immediately. I didn't. But they had me back. They did have me back, and then I killed it later. But I had to go into purgatory for about a year with them. They wouldn't have me back,
Yeah.
But that one, and then I headlined UCLA 2 years ago, Royce Hall, for the students, and they invited me. So I guess you could say making inroads with the white people. And I headlined this college, 200, 300 kids, and they fucking hated me. They hated me. I was every bit of too heterosexual male, all the shit.
You was headlining. It's bad when a headliner bomb. And then the open ass be killing. That's bad, bro. It's a bad. So how you recover?
Nobody really killed it. But it was just weird. Those are the 2 worst. I would say those are the 2 worst I've ever had.
So how you recover after a bomb like that? How you recover? What do you do? What's the strangest thing you ever did after
I laid on the couch for about 3 days, watching cartoons and just eating food out of a can.
You ever cry when you bomb?
I cried after Chocolate Sundays. Not after the UCLA one though, because I knew that audience was stupid. I was broken up about it because I cared about it, because it was a big deal.
Yeah.
You're headlining UCLA, it's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a big deal. It was a very well-paying gig, but I knew the audience was kind of dumb, and they thought they were sophisticated. So I was like, and I got to talk about it on the podcasts, and then the students had me on their podcast. They brought me on their podcast to talk about it. They wanted it. So we did a whole thing with them. And so to their credit, but the Chocolate Sundays one, Patrice O'Neal was there on the show. Kevin Hart was there in the building. I mean, famous people were there watching me just fucking bomb. So that was really rough, I'm
gonna tell you one of my worst bombing.
Okay,
and the worst thing I did after this is a true story. So I had a childhood friend I've been seeing a long time. So he seen me on BET, on HBO, and he like, hey, you want to see my act? So I was headlining the J Spot, right? I'm the headline. So I'm in the parking lot. I had my Mercedes at the time drinking. I'm acting like a big shot out there, and this all getting all out of my element, knowing I got a headline. So.
See, at least you have a reason. Like, I go into these things stone cold sober like an accountant. At least you self-destructed.
So I'm out there drinking, smoke. I'm doing everything, talking to women. And they call, hey, Joeryl, you up next. So I go from partying to, I wasn't even in the comedy show the whole night. I didn't give a shit. So because I was trying to impress my friend. He see me along. I'm the big comedian here, right? So I go for partying. So I have 15 people out in the parking lot drinking and smoking with me. We all going there to see me perform. We going there. I think Louis Dick was hosting.
Nicest guy in the world. Nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, I went up there, man, and I bombed so bad. Nothing I said. I'm talking about, bro. I literally wish that I could have died on that stage. I didn't want to. And in my back of my mind, wonder how I'm going to exit with all these people. I have to get out of here without. I don't want to talk to none of them. So I got on stage. I didn't want to get my money that night. I wanted to get out of there. So I got on stage, bro. I went home, man, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I kicked my dog. I pushed a hole in the wall, and I started crying. I told my girl, I'm killing myself. I don't give a fuck.
Damn, Joeryl, you're making me feel better about how I deal with this shit.
But
you did that to yourself.
I went out, man. I got.
You know what? There's a chance that even if you'd gone in stone cold sober, that crowd wouldn't have liked you anyway. It might just not have been your night.
Bro, I was bombing hard. The audience member was joking on me working. It was the audience was joking. Then Louis Dix got on stage, and
he bagged on you for 5 minutes. He went to town on.
No, 10 minutes, bro. I swear to God, that was the word. I'm talking about, man.
Let me just set this up for the people watching this who don't understand. When you're at the level of Joeryl Jackson, where you're headlining because you had some merit, because nobody's putting you on there as a headliner because of the shit you've been in. You just proved that you were strong enough, and they had an off night, and they were like, Joeryl, tonight is your night. You're gonna close the show. And you go up there, and that's your shot in the club. When you bomb like that, it's not like Dave Chappelle bombing or Bill Burr, where they don't need this gig.
Exactly.
You have it in your mind that they're never going to let me do this again here.
Never let me do it again.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so that's what's so horrible about that, you know. And
but I'm so confident and cocky. I would go back the next week and say, hey, so when you go book me again? I don't.
How long did it take you to recover from that, from your little episode?
As far as recover mentally or recover from the club?
Recover mentally.
Honestly, man, it was about about a month. I took off for a month, man. I was drinking, I was popping pills, I was just fucked up, man. I couldn't. It was more of the embarrassment of a childhood friend, man.
Well, the club ended up closing, so you don't have to worry. The club's gone. That club was gone before pandemic years ago.
I'm gonna tell you one more incident. When I first started doing comedy at Cat. I left Cat Room with a couple of my friends.
But that's not fair. When you first start doing comedy, everybody has shows like
that. But I'm gonna tell you, I had one of my friends, so I got him in the backseat of my car. I bombed horrible. So my friend was in the back, like, you want funny, motherfucker? I pull up on the freeway and beat the shit out of him, open the back door. On the freeway. I put over, bro.
This girl came to the UCLA show. She was a UCLA student. I told her I had taken her on a date. We knew each other. She was a very beautiful girl.
Yeah.
I said, come, it's free. If you're a UCLA student, come to the show. She sat right in the front. She brought this beautiful Asian girl with her. The two of them sitting right in the front. And do you know that they visited with me for about 2 minutes after the show? And I said, why don't we get out of here and go hang out and just go grab some food or something. Exactly. Do you know that I caught them running? I caught them running down the stairs to get out of there so that they would not have to hang out with me after that show. And I never, ever heard from that girl again, ever.
Hey, man, that's how I go, man.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
That's how I go. But guess what? The stronger, you make you stronger, man. That's how it goes. It's a part of comedy. Every comedian going to bomb and kill. And only strong survive. You gotta have thick skin. You gotta treat a kill like a bomb and a bomb like a kill. Don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Don't give a fuck, man. Yeah, brother.
Well, that's for all you people out there. Joeryl and I already know these things, but for all you people out there who are a new comic or just starting out, please understand, if you can't handle it, this is not for you. It's not for you, and you should be the audience who appreciates the comedy. And don't pretend you're a comic, because we need audience. Shit.
Exactly. Damn right, man. But this comedy game is not easy, but they made it a little easier with the internet. And you know what's really irritating me before we get out of here, man? like everybody just put that name like comedian. Like they put their name, they put comedian so and so, comedian so and so. Why you can't? I never put comedian Joeryl. They know I'm a comedian. You gotta put that. That's how you know you're not a real comedian. You gotta put. Yeah.
That was because you became a stand-up comedian before the entire comedy audience decided that they could do this.
Everybody,
so we started when it was sort of a Jedi thing. And if you became a stand-up comedian, that's because there was something unique about you that couldn't make it in society any other way. And you had to go into this cage match. And what has happened over the past decade has been that comedy has become accessible for people who shouldn't be doing it.
Exactly. And guess what? But that's the thing. Club owners don't give a shit. If you got numbers and you're not funny at all, they don't give a shit. You got internet numbers. So it's about the money, not about the funny no more, man. It's about the numbers. So that's, it's a big blend of a lot of fake comedians. It's crazy out there now, but you can't get mad at them, bro. It's a new time, man. It's a new time, bro.
I can't get mad at them, but I think the way I deal with it, therapeutically speaking, is I make fun of I can make fun of it. I mean, I can make fun of it because it's absurd and it's stupid. And I'm not saying I was a great comedian. I was just like these guys when I started, but there was like 5 of us. Where I started, you had to drive. If you wanted to, I mean, I was in the South in college. There was an open mic in Florida. There was an open mic in Orlando. There was an open mic in Clearwater. You had to drive like 2.5 hours to. It wasn't like now where the open mics are the shows.
The open mics of the show.
And people will just ask you if they haven't heard of you, they'll just ask you, hey, did you hit up any open mics? We didn't have open mics. They were all booked shows back then.
All booked shows, man, real shows.
And they paid. Shows. The black shows paid a little bit of money,
You're right, man.
So, anyway, I love you, man. And thank you for coming on here with me. And let's see. Well, we're doing, I think we did about an hour.
About an hour.
Is there anything else? Oh, is there anything you want to plug?
You know what? Right now, man, honestly, I now directed a music video. My friend named Chess L, he's a new artist, and he gave me the opportunity to direct his music videos out right now. Dropped it last week. It's called Lavender Gray Vibes on YouTube. You guys can go look at it. I was a director, and I cast a girl. I was a producer of the video, and it came out real good. So you guys can go to my page, Joeryl Jackson, Joeryl Jackson on IG, and check that video out, and check out all my up and coming shows. I'm booked this month on I think on the 17th. You know what? I forgot the name of the show and everything. I got to get it, but you guys can follow me on Instagram and
where
see everything you can see.
Give us all your other social media for people out there who.
Facebook, Joeryl Jackson, Joeryl Jackson. Instagram, Joeryl Jackson, Joeryl Jackson. And that's what I'm working with right now. That's what I got going on. Yeah.
Okay, my friend Joeryl Jackson, thank you so much for coming on and cutting it up with me. And
no problem, man. No problem. You know what? Honestly, I was tied up a lot today, but I have to make time, man. I dropped a lot of, because I still, I'll be moving around a lot, high energetic. So I'm in high demand where people want me around, something going on. This relationships or this friend. So I do a lot. So I dropped everything because I forgot when you text me. I'm like, oh shit. So I turned around, handed back, and got myself together because I'm not going to disappoint Lolli, man. You're my boy, man. You've been every holiday, man. I'll get a text from you, man, for years. And holidays and Merry Christmas. That's real friendship. I appreciate you, man. So it ain't, hey, bro, we got a lot more to come, man.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
A lot more to come, brother. It's time.
Yeah, and we were part of what we were part of in the early 2000s was a really interesting chapter in LA comedy, underground comedy that is really, people don't know about that they should, and they will.
I want to say one of my funniest comedians we got here. I think it's a lot of underrated comedians. That's why I kind of want to get with somebody like Tiffany had to talk about putting together a comedy special for West Coast comedians. And I was trying to link up with her some time ago about it, but we go probably reschedule that sometime. But people like Scruncho, man. That guy's a funny guy, man.
Very funny.
Underrated. Derek Ellis.
Derek Ellis is one of the funniest human beings in the world.
Derek is the one of the most underrated, fun. He is, man, that dude is.
He would be instantly famous if someone put him in something.
He's sick funny, man. And it's like these people need to be seen. It's a lot of funny people out there, man. It's a lot of it.
Yeah. When I met Kat, I said, Kat, do you like Derek Ellis?
Yeah.
What do you think of Derek Ellis? Because he's probably my favorite.
He's my favorite.
It just makes me laugh. I just will watch him. And Kat goes, oh, do you know I used to just go to the club to watch Derek Ellis. I would just sit there and watch him.
Man, Derek is funny. Speaking of Kat, man, I think I saw Kat on Facebook Live last week. I hope he's doing well, man. It's a good brother, man. You know, like Kat really, like, honestly, when I started this game, bro, what motivated me is people like Kat. Like, because I seen him at his worst. I seen him with no teeth in his mouth. I seen him homeless. And to see him go from that to being a comedy legend,
right?
That made me feel like, hey, it could happen for me. It could happen for you. Like, you know what I mean? Because I seen it. So that really motivated me, man. Every time I see Kat doing something, motivated me to do comedy again, man. Because, I still take my hat off to him. He's a big bro in the comedy game, bro. This not no ass kissing. I don't need shit from Kat. But I gotta tell the truth, man. That dude is a very, very, very funny dude, man. And he, like I said, he motivated me to do comedy at a certain point. I seen him blow up, bro. That's amazing. From Cat House Live to that shit.
That's right. From Inglewood to Hollywood.
We was amongst a comedy legend and didn't even know it at the time. I didn't know it was gonna be like that, bro. You know, we saw the way we saw the Tiffany had.
Ricochet knew. Ricochet knew. Yeah.
Well, shit, you know.
Just like Michael Williams knew Robin Harris was going to be. You know, some people just have that vision. You know, they just.
I don't think Ricochet knew was going to be that big. I don't think Rick. You know.
No, I don't think. But he had the insight and taste to watch the guy. He didn't want. He told me the story. He didn't want to wait. He didn't want to wait and watch the whole show, but he stayed till the end. And they put Cat on at the end because he wasn't in the clique. Okay. He wasn't in the cliques. And he saw Cat and he goes, this is the guy. This is a guy not from the comedy business. No pretense, no hang-ups, nobody, no serve. He's not serving anybody. He's just like, who do I think is funny, right?
Exactly.
So anyway, yeah, man, I love it. Thank you for your good spirit. God bless you, my friend, for coming on. And this will be out in a couple weeks.
No problem, man.
One more creative thing to promote that we just did together, Joeryl.
Hey, man, I got you. I'll be giving you a call some early next week, a text, and we're going to have to link up soon and talk this business I've been talking to you about, man. We're going to make something happen. It's time, bro. It feels good. I'm going to feel rejuvenated talking to you, man, because you like a part of my real close comedy family, my immediate comedy family. Certain people in my circle, if I made it tomorrow, I would dig people out the dirt that people don't even talk about. So you close to me in my comedy family heart, man, for life, man. So we're going to talk soon, man.
You need to come out here and come out here and scare some of the white people at the beach for me.
I will do. I will do, pal. I will do, man.
See you, man. See you, Joeryl.
God bless you,
again, brother. God bless you.
No problem. Right?
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed whatever you saw on our channel today. Make sure to like, comment, and share everything you see here. And please hit that big red subscribe button. You have no idea how much it helps the No Idea Zone every time you hit that button. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next installment of the No Idea Zone.